My dear students, respected parents and teachers, I welcome all the students to this beautiful session. In this session, I am going to teach 8th standard physics lesson, friction lesson. This lesson is going to be taught in 2 periods. Each and every period is very important. Actually, this friction lesson is completely based on our day-to-day experiences. The only intention is to correlate our day-to-day experiences with the points which we are going to learn now. Let us see what are the learning points we are going to learn in this friction lesson. So, we are supposed to learn in this class the meaning of the force of friction, the factors affecting the friction, the friction a necessary or evil. You have seen in the traffic signal, when there is red light, normally the vehicles are going to stop or slow down. If I ask why they are going to stop, means there is a ready-made answer from your side, sir, due to the traffic signal they have stopped. Of course, that is true. Still there is some other reason behind it. Let us try to analyze it with some other illustration. When you apply the brakes, the bicycles are going to slow down. Why they are going to become slow down? Because the brakes are applied. That is your answer once again. Still, let us analyze few more points. Have you ever thought why a vehicle slows down when brakes are applied? Have you ever thought till now? So, if you apply the brake, immediately it is going to stop after moving few feet. But have you ever thought why it is going to happen? See, this vehicle, even this is also going to stop. All the vehicles and all the objects, they stops or slow down when no external force is being applied on it. This is very important point to be noted. The vehicle or the object is going to slow down or it is going to stop when no external force is applied on it. Then what is the reason for them to stop? Not only the vehicles, even the moving ball also will stop. As long as the ball moves, at least after some time it must stop. See, in this situation you see 2 boys are running on a road. So, one boy is step on a banana peel and is going to fall down immediately. Why? What is the reason? You have come across many illustrations till now after analyzing each and every situation. Now, in this illustration, definitely you could give some good answer, because he was running, suddenly he has put his step on a banana peel. The banana peel is soft compared to the road. That is why he lost the grip and is going to fall on the ground. When our legs are the slippers, loses the grip on the road, naturally we are going to slip. Now you got at least one reason. There is change of surface. From the rough surface, suddenly if his step his foot on the soft surface, he fell down. You got some idea. See, observe this activity. A boy is pushing the book from left to right and immediately is pushing the book from right to left on the floor. See here. The same thing, it is given in your textbook also. A boy is pushing the book from left to right. I mean, he is applying the force from left side and is pushing the book. The friction is opposing the movement of the book and it is acting from right to left. If you apply the force from left to right, the friction acts in the opposite direction from right to left. Similarly, in the second case, is going to apply the force to push the book from right to left, the friction, it acts in the opposite direction from left to right. Now, one point is very clear, when you apply the force, definitely there is a friction which acts in the opposite direction. So, in this experiment or in this activity of pushing the book from left to right and from right to left, we are going to get many conclusions. In both the cases, I mean while pushing the book from left to right and from right to left, the force opposes the motion of the book. Some force is opposing, I mean it gives resistance, it always acts to stop the movement of the book. The force of friction always opposes the applied force. Whenever I apply the force to make the book to move from left to right or from right to left, definitely the force of friction always opposes the applied force. Now, it is very clear, the friction is a matter of concern between the surface of the book and the surface of the table. Now, you can conclude very clearly, the friction is caused due to the interaction between the surface of the book and surface of the table. The friction is different on different surfaces. It is a very good statement. Earlier, we dealt with the friction only on the floor when the book is being pushed from left to right and from right to left. Do you think all the surfaces will offer the same amount of the friction? No, it is entirely different. As the surfaces are different, due to the constructional aspect is concerned, I mean the structural composition of the surfaces are entirely different. So, therefore, the opposite force or the opposition or the frictional force on these surfaces also is going to differ. Like we have seen many surfaces like a floor, vitrified tiles, the road, rock, granite and the mat. So, these are all different surfaces. All these different surfaces offer different frictions whenever an object is moving through these surfaces. Now, you understood little bit about the meaning of the friction. Overall, whenever an object is moving on a particular surface, some opposite force is opposing the motion, that is called as the friction or the frictional force. And what are the other factors affecting the friction? In order to understand it quite effectively, let us conduct one simple activity. This is an activity. Here, a brick is tied with a small string or small thread and that is being connected to the spring balance. You have seen the spring balance. So, gently you start pulling the brick on the floor. At the moment when it started moving, you just measure the force required to pull it. Okay, you can pull it, certain amount of the force is required to pull it. So, therefore, that brick is moved with reference to that friction or the friction is there between the brick and the surface. This friction always opposes the movement of the brick. By overcoming that, we have applied some force, that force enable the brick to move completely on the track, I mean on the floor. Now, you can do like this, I mean you take a polythene bag and cover it and put the brick inside it, I mean wrap the brick by a polythene cover and now you try to pull it. Do you feel easy to pull or difficult to pull? Definitely you can pull it easily. Compared to the previous case, now the surface becomes little bit smooth because we are using polythene bag. So, as the surface is smooth, you can pull it easily, but in the previous case when the brick was moving on the floor was rough and it offers more resistance in the form of the friction. But when it is being completely wrapped by the polythene sheet is soft compared to the floor Hence, the brick can be moved easily. So, let us conduct one more similar experiment to understand the factors affecting the friction properly. So, there is a slope. One boy is leaving the pen torch cell, it has moved on the floor. Now, in the second case, a towel or a blanket is spread on the same floor. Now, it did not move like as it moved in the previous case, because there will be change in the surfaces. The same thing is given in the textbook also. See, in the first case, there is a slope, a pen torch cell is made to move and it moved longer distance on the table. But in the second case, so on the table they have spread a small blanket. Now, it covered less distance compared to before. So, the surfaces are different here. From this experiment, what are the conclusions we are going to draw? In which case the distance covered is minimum and in which case the distance covered is maximum. I think the students are able to answer this very clearly. When there was no blanket spread on the table, the pen torch cell moved maximum distance. And when there was a blanket on the table, the pen torch cell covered minimum distance. This is our common sense. I hope conducting this activity further you can confirm it. You please conduct this experiment once again at your home. The distance covered differs due to two important reasons. Number one, it depends upon the nature of the surfaces. Nature of the surfaces means the soft table surface and the surface which is covered by the blanket, both have different natures. So, overall we can say one is smooth surface and other is little bit rough surface. And it also depends upon the smoothness of the surface of the cell. The surface of the cell is very smooth, hence it could be able to cover maximum distance. Suppose if the cell is being tied by a cloth and if it is let to move on the floor, definitely it could cover only less distance, because the smoothness of the cell is also important in promoting the cell to move maximum distance. Now, we come to one final conclusion. Till now we were waiting curiously to know what is the exact reason for causing the friction. Now, it is very clear in this statement. The friction is caused by the irregularities on the two surfaces in contact. In this case, the book and the floor are in contact. The surface of the book is having some irregularities. The surface of the floor, it is also having irregularities. When the book is moved on the floor, the irregularities comes in contact and it offers a friction. So, therefore, the irregularities are there in every surface. They are mainly responsible for the friction. You could see in this case, the book is on the table, the book surface and the table surface, they possess the irregularities and that causes the friction. That is why the book is moving slowly on the table, and ultimately if you stop applying the force, it is going to stop. So, normally we have a tendency to say that the rough surfaces will offer more friction. Whenever I walk on the rough road, I cannot walk fast. Yes, it is true, my dear children, but yet even smooth surfaces also will offer resistance. Even smooth surfaces also possess some minute irregularities. As irregularities are mainly responsible for the friction, the rough surfaces contains more irregularities, but the smooth surfaces, even they also contain irregularities. So, therefore, irregularities are possessed by both smooth surface as well as the rough surface. See, the table, even though it is smooth, it has number of irregularities, and that causes the friction. Okay. When we attempt to move any surface, we have to apply a force to overcome interlacking. So, suppose when we are moving the book on the table, the irregularities possessed by the book and the table, they interlac with each other. So, there is an exact friction. So, in order to overcome that, we need to apply some force. That force must be more than the interlacking force. If you apply more force compared to the interlacking force, then only we could be able to push the book on the table effectively. See, there is a comparison between smooth surface and a rough surface. In the smooth surface, the irregularities are less, but the irregularities are there, they are less. In the rough surface, the irregularities are more. So, hence naturally, which is having less friction and which is having greater friction. I hope the students are capable to give the answer for this question. Certainly, you had given good answer. The smooth surface have less friction and the rough surface have greater friction. So, therefore, the magnitude of the friction or the amount of the friction, it depends upon the smoothness and roughness of the surface due to the presence of the irregularities. So, how does friction causes? If you question yourself, you can say that it is caused due to the interlacking of the irregularities in the two surfaces. See, now till now we understood that when a particular object is moving on some other object, there is a friction. Not only the movement, even if you press it harder, then also you will have a friction. The friction increases if the surface is pressed harder. It is a new concept. Let us try to understand with this small example. In the first case, so many wooden blocks are kept and large number of wooden blocks are kept, that is why it is pressing harder and there is more friction. But in the second case, few wooden blocks are being pressed, hence the friction is relatively less. So, therefore, the surface is pressed harder means it offers more resistance. If the surface is pressed less, it gives less friction. Like to press harder and lesser effectively. Let us conclude this experiment. Dragging a mat. So, there is a mat which is spread on the floor. The mat is pressing the floor, but light pressing. Now, you can pull the mat easily by overcoming that interlacking friction. But in the second case, you see a teacher is sitting on the mat, he is pressing harder. So, therefore, it is becoming very difficult for us to pull the mat, because more friction can be noticed in the second case compared to the first case. I hope even the pressing also will cause us the friction effectively. Okay. In this case, the box is at rest. There are only two choices for it, to be at rest or to continue in the motion. So, when the body is at rest, I mean when the table is at rest, due to the irregularities present on the floor as well as on the box and they interlac with each other and there is a friction. So, now in order to make it to move, we need to apply force, or if it is already in motion, if we need to continue that, we need to apply the force. Let us see how we can explain this. The force required to overcome the friction at the instant an object starts moving from rest is a measure of static friction. Static means standing or at rest. The box is already at rest. We need to push it by applying the force. That is called as the measure of the static friction. When we start to push it, it offers some resistance in the form of the friction. So, therefore, we need to overcome that interlocking and we need to push it. So, that is the measure of the static friction. Similarly, the force required to overcome the friction when the body is already in motion is called as the sliding friction. So, now you recall once again, when the body is at rest, we apply some force to make it to move. If the body is already in motion, there also we need to apply some force to continue the motion, in which case you have to apply more force, in which case you have to apply less force. In this case, there is the measure of static friction as well as the sliding friction. Definitely anybody can say the sliding friction is less than the static friction, because in the static friction already the irregularities of the box and the floors are interlocked. To overcome that, we need to apply more force. But in the second case, the box is already in movement. The irregularities of the box and the floor did not get enough time to interlock effectively. In the first case, there was a good interlock because they got enough time. But in the second case, as it is already in movement, they won't get enough time to interlock. So, therefore, the application of the force will be relatively less. So, hence sliding friction is less than the static friction. Okay. Till now we understood what is the meaning of the friction, what are the factors affecting the friction, and is the friction is necessary or not necessary. Is it merit? Will it give positive sequences or will it give negative consequences in our day to day life? Let us try to understand the important positive and negative aspects of the friction, I mean merits and demerits of the friction. So, in this picture you could see two tumblers, one is made by earthen pot and second is a glass tumbler. Come on, tell me children, in which case you can hold the tumbler so easily? Definitely, the tumbler made by the earthen pot can be easily held because there is a good friction between the rough surfaces. Even glass tumbler also you can hold it, but compared to that, this is bit difficult to hold. So, therefore, to hold a tumbler of any mode, there must be a friction. The friction is necessary to hold the tumbler, that is our conclusion. Yes, to move on a wet muddy track or a wet marble floor, friction is very much necessary. If there is no friction, it becomes very difficult to move in such places. Next, we use pencil or pen or chalk piece to write on the board and to write on the paper. So, due to the friction between the pencil and the paper, we can write effectively. Due to the friction between the chalk piece and the board, we can write effectively. Actually, the friction is playing a positive role while writing, it is necessary. See, in this case, the ball is stopped. So, if there is no friction, the ball cannot stop. So, therefore, friction enables the moving objects to stop freely. Due to the friction between the tires of the automobiles and the road, the vehicle can be stopped from rest easily, and from movement it can be stopped easily, and even we can change the direction of the movement. So, therefore, the friction plays a positive role in making the movement and to change the direction of the vehicle. So, there must be friction between the wheels as well as the road, otherwise it will not stop. Yes, to fix a nail on a wall, there must be friction. If there is no friction, the nail cannot be fixed on the wall effectively. To tie a knot, it may be plastic thread, or it may be rubber thread, or it may be thread made by the cotton. To tie a knot, the friction is necessary. And we used to construct many buildings. There must be friction between the building material as well as the ground. If there is no friction, the building will never stand like this. So, therefore, for the construction of the buildings, the friction is necessary between the building material and the ground. Okay, till now I told the friction is necessary in our day to day activities, it is fine, with many illustrations I told, but the friction is unnecessary. I mean, it causes demerits, it causes negative results in some cases. See the first one, the worn out steps of the foot over bridge or bus. So, I have seen the bridges and the steps, continuously we are walking on the steps, definitely it is going to get damaged due to the friction. And even the ball bearings, the screws and the soles of the shoes, if you walk continuously for 6 to 7 months, you see the sole of the shoe, it is going to get damaged, it wears out, it tears out. This is mainly due to the friction. So, friction plays a negative role in these cases. The friction can definitely produce heat. This, if you rub your palms, definitely it will produce heat. And the matchstick catches fire, that is also bad effect of the friction. And the jar of the mixer grinder, when it is being operated for few minutes, it is going to become hot. So, these are demerits of the friction. When a machine is operated, the heat is generated naturally, and the generation of the heat causes the wastage of energy. So, these are the demerits of the friction. So, till now we understood the merits and demerits of the friction, the definition of the friction, how the friction is caused and what are the factors affecting the friction. Okay, let us try, children, to answer these questions. The friction is more among the following surfaces. Yes, it is your right answer. It is very difficult to walk on the sand, you know very well. When we push a book on a table, applying the force to the left, I mean from left to right we are pushing. So, therefore, the friction is acting in which direction? Good answer, that is right. When the force is applied from left to right, the friction is always from right to left. The force required to keep the object moving with the same speed is a measure of. See here, there are two conditions, static and other one you know very well. The box is at rest or the box is already in continuous motion. So, try to recall that point effectively, you could be able to answer. Yes, children, you got good answer. That answer is sliding friction. Friction is an evil among the following, that means the bad effect of the friction, the demerit of the friction. Yes, definitely wears and tears the soles of the shoes, that is a negative aspect of the friction. As for formality, I should give the assignment, you please note down the assignment and try to answer these questions without fail and show me in the next class. Okay, thank you.